Deployment of the $175 billion Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative by Q4 2024. On May 21, 2025, former President Donald Trump announced the ambitious Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative, which aims to enhance the United States missile defense capabilities with a substantial budget allocation of $175 billion. This initiative will be implemented through a strategic five-phased plan designed to achieve full operational readiness by the fourth quarter of 2024. A notable aspect of this initiative is the allocation of $50 million earmarked for research and development R&D as well as enhancements in cybersecurity. Overview of the initiative. The Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative has emerged in response to escalating global security threats, particularly from nations perceived as adversaries. The initiative is focused on advancing technological solutions to intercept and neutralize missile threats, with a strong emphasis on integrating cutting-edge cybersecurity measures. This dual focus aims to not only defend against physical missile attacks but also secure the underlying technological infrastructure from cyber threats. Implementation strategy. The initiative's implementation will unfold in 5 distinct phases, though detailed specifics regarding each phase have not been uniformly disclosed. The urgency surrounding national security has greatly influenced the aggressive timeline for this initiative as the U.S. aims to bolster its defenses amid rising tensions on the global stage. 1. Phase 1, Preliminary R&D, late 2023, early 2024. This initial phase will focus on establishing foundational research and development efforts, including partnerships with private sector entities to drive innovation in missile interception technologies. 2. Phase 2, System Design and Testing, mid-2024. Following R&D, the next phase will move into system design, where prototypes of the missile defense systems will undergo rigorous testing. 3. Phase 3, Cybersecurity Enhancements, late 2024. Concurrent with physical system development, this phase will prioritize cybersecurity enhancements to ensure the integrity of the missile defense infrastructure against potential cyber intrusions. 4. Phase 4, Integration and Coordination, early 2025. This phase will involve integrating various technological components and coordinating with military and defense agencies to ensure seamless operational capability. 5. Phase 5, Full Operational Capability, Q4 2024. The final phase aims to achieve full operational readiness of the missile defense system, allowing it to be deployed to protect against identified threats. Research and development focus. The $50 million allocated for R&D and cybersecurity improvements is a crucial aspect of the Golden Dome Initiative. This funding is intended to foster innovation in missile interception technologies, improve system resilience, and ensure robust defenses against cyber warfare. The initiative recognizes that modern warfare extends beyond traditional physical confrontations, highlighting the necessity to secure critical data and operational systems from cyber threats. Key points from different sources. 1. Financial and strategic implications. According to Space Insider, the initiative's financial implications underscore the potential for extensive private sector partnerships in the R&D process, which could drive further advancements in military technology. 2. Political context. Euronews highlights the political environment surrounding the announcement, noting the potential implications for international relations, particularly in relation to U.S. commitments to NATO allies and the reactions from adversarial nations such as Russia and China. 3. Common themes. Across multiple sources, there is unanimous agreement on the significant budget allocation and the phased approach to implementation. The integration of cybersecurity measures is consistently underscored, reflecting the evolving landscape of warfare where cyber threats are increasingly prominent. 4. Diverging emphasis. While sources broadly agree on the initiative's goals and funding, they vary in focus, with some prioritizing operational details and others examining the geopolitical ramifications of the initiative. Timeline of events. May 21, 2025, Trump announces the Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative detailing the financial commitment and strategic objectives. Late 2023 to early 2024, anticipated start of the first phase concentrating on preliminary R&D activities. Q4 2024, target for achieving full operational capability of the missile defense system. Conclusion. The Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative represents a significant evolution in the U.S. defense strategy aiming to enhance national security through sophisticated missile defense capabilities and integrated cybersecurity measures. As the initiative unfolds over the coming years, ongoing updates and assessments will be vital in evaluating its effectiveness and impact on global security dynamics. Sources: 1. CNN, Trump announces Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative eps/edition.cnn.com/2025/05/21/politics/Trump Golden Dome Missile ENTLHNK. 2. Space Insider, Golden Dome Missile Defense Plans //spaceinsider.tech/2025/05/21/Golden Dome Missile Defense Plan with $175 billion price tag announced by Trump. 3. Euronews, Trump announces Missile Defense System Plans //www.euronews.com/2025/05/21/Trump announces Golden Dome Missile Defense System Plan. Counterintuitive information in the deployment of the $175 billion Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative. 1. Budget allocation versus cybersecurity emphasis. While the initiative has a staggering budget of $175 billion, only $50 million is allocated specifically for R&D and cybersecurity enhancements. This allocation may seem disproportionate given the increasing threats posed by cyber warfare, suggesting that the focus on physical missile defense may overshadow the critical need for robust cybersecurity measures. The expectation that such a small fraction of the budget can adequately protect against advanced cyber threats could undermine the overall effectiveness of the defense system. 2. Urgency of implementation versus realistic outcomes. The aggressive timeline of achieving operational readiness by Q4 2024 may appear ambitious, especially considering the complexity of developing and integrating new missile defense technologies. Historically, military projects of this scale often face delays and unforeseen challenges, leading to skepticism about whether the initiative can meet its stated goals within the proposed timeframe. This urgency could lead to rushed decision-making, potentially compromising the quality and reliability of the technology being developed. 3. Phased implementation complexity. The initiative's 5-phased implementation strategy is designed to streamline the deployment process. However, the lack of detailed information about each phase raises questions about its feasibility and effectiveness. Phased approaches often lead to complications in coordination and integration, especially in high-tech systems. The assumption that breaking down the process into phases will simplify deployment may be overly optimistic, particularly in an environment of rapidly evolving threats. For public perception versus political context, the announcement's political implications are significant, particularly regarding U.S. commitments to NATO allies. While the initiative is framed as a necessary response to global security threats, there is a counterintuitive aspect in that it may simultaneously heighten tensions with adversarial nations. The perception that the U.S. is expanding its military capabilities could provoke reactions from other countries, potentially leading to an arms race rather than fostering a more secure international environment. This duality highlights the complexities of military strategy in the context of diplomacy. 5. Private sector partnerships versus government dependence. The initiative emphasizes the role of private sector partnerships in driving innovation. However, there is a counterintuitive risk that reliance on private companies may lead to conflicts of interest where profit motives could overshadow national security priorities. The assumption that private entities will prioritize the security and effectiveness of the technology over financial gain may not hold true, particularly in an era where privatization of defense capabilities is increasingly common. 6. Missile defense versus evolving threats. the focus on missile defense systems may overlook the evolving nature of modern warfare, which increasingly includes hybrid threats encompassing cyber attacks, misinformation campaigns, and unconventional tactics. The initiative's emphasis on traditional missile defense may be seen as a reactive rather than proactive strategy, potentially leaving the nation vulnerable to newer forms of warfare that do not rely on ballistic missiles. 7. Integration of cybersecurity measures. The initiative's intent to integrate cybersecurity into missile defense systems is crucial, yet the assumption that technological advancements in missile interception can keep pace with cyber threats may be flawed. The rapid evolution of cyber threats could outstrip the development of corresponding defenses, leading to vulnerabilities that could be exploited during the very operational phases intended to enhance national security. In summary, the deployment of the Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative presents several counterintuitive aspects that challenge conventional thinking about defense strategies, budget allocations, implementation timelines, and the interplay between military readiness and global political dynamics. Each of these factors underscores the complexities and potential pitfalls inherent in such an ambitious military initiative. The deployment of the $175 billion Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative is a significant development in U.S. defense strategy that will likely reshape the landscape of national security. While many aspects of the initiative are receiving attention, there are several important content points that most people may overlook, yet they hold considerable significance. 1. Cybersecurity integration beyond traditional defense. One of the critical areas that may not receive adequate focus is the integration of cybersecurity measures within the missile defense framework. The allocation of $50 million for research and development R&D and cybersecurity enhancements is not merely an afterthought, it represents a paradigm shift in how defense systems are conceptualized. Traditionally, missile defense initiatives have prioritized physical interception capabilities, often neglecting the vulnerabilities posed by cyber threats. Significance. As cyber warfare becomes increasingly sophisticated, the potential for adversaries to disrupt missile defense systems through cyber attacks cannot be understated. This initiative emphasizes that a robust missile defense system must be resilient against both physical and digital threats. By prioritizing cybersecurity, the U.S. is acknowledging the interconnected nature of modern warfare, where an adversary could exploit software vulnerabilities to undermine hardware capabilities. 2. Public-private partnerships in R&D. The role of private sector partnerships in the R&D process is a crucial but often overlooked aspect of the initiative. The emphasis on collaboration with private companies, as highlighted by sources such as Space Insider, suggests a strategic shift towards leveraging private sector innovations and agility in defense technology development. Significance. Engaging private entities can expedite the development of advanced technologies, ensuring that the U.S. remains at the forefront of missile defense capabilities. This partnership model could lead to a more dynamic R&D environment, fostering innovation that might not be achievable through traditional government-led initiatives. Moreover, it reflects a growing trend of involving non-governmental expertise in national security matters, which may lead to more effective and adaptable defense solutions. 3. Phased implementation strategy. While the 5-phased implementation strategy is a key element of the initiative, the specifics of each phase and their implications for operational readiness are often glossed over. The timeline indicates an ambitious goal to achieve full operational capability by Q4 2024, which raises questions regarding the feasibility and preparedness of the defense apparatus. Significance. Understanding the intricacies of each phase is essential for assessing the initiative's potential effectiveness. The timeline's urgency might lead to rushed implementations that could compromise system robustness or operational reliability. Furthermore, each phase could serve as a testing ground for technology and strategy, offering insights that could influence future defense policies. Monitoring the progress and challenges encountered during these phases will be vital for evaluating the overall success of the initiative. 4. Geopolitical implications and international relations. The announcement of the Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative has significant geopolitical ramifications, particularly concerning U.S. commitments to NATO allies and the responses from adversarial nations. While many reports highlight the political context, the nuanced implications of this initiative on global security dynamics may not be fully explored. Significance: the initiative could alter the balance of power in various regions, prompting adversaries to accelerate their own defense programs or pursue alternative strategies. This could lead to an arms race or increased tensions in regions where missile threats are already a concern. Additionally, how NATO allies perceive this initiative may impact their defense strategies and commitments, reinforcing or straining alliances based on perceived threats from adversarial states. 5. Impact on defense funding and budget allocation. The substantial financial commitment of $175 billion raises questions about broader budget implications for U.S. defense spending. The allocation of funds towards missile defense could potentially divert resources from other critical areas, such as conventional military forces or strategic deterrence capabilities. Significance: analyzing how this funding impacts overall defense priorities is crucial for understanding the long-term implications for U.S. military readiness. If resources are reallocated heavily towards missile defense at the expense of other capabilities, it may create vulnerabilities in other areas of national defense. Moreover, the sustainability of such large-scale funding commitments in the face of changing political landscapes and economic pressures warrants careful scrutiny. 6. Technological innovation and future warfare. The focus on advanced technological solutions for missile interception is a noteworthy aspect of the initiative that merits deeper examination. While many discuss the immediate benefits of such technologies, the potential for these innovations to influence future warfare tactics is often overlooked. Significance: the development of new interception technologies could fundamentally alter how nations engage in military conflicts. For instance, advancements in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and autonomous systems could redefine engagement protocols and decision-making processes in warfare. The implications of these technologies extend beyond missile defense, potentially affecting broader military strategies and international norms regarding conflict. Conclusion: the Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative is a complex and multifaceted program that will have far-reaching implications for U.S. national security and global defense dynamics. While many aspects of the initiative are being scrutinized, understanding the overlooked content, particularly in areas such as cybersecurity, R&D partnerships, phased implementation, geopolitical ramifications, funding implications, and technological innovation, is essential for grasping its full significance. As the initiative progresses, continuous evaluation of these elements will be crucial in assessing its effectiveness and impact on both domestic and international security landscapes. The deployment of the $175 billion Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative is a significant development in U.S. defense strategy with implications for national security, technological advancement, and international relations. Here are the 4 most valuable points for in-depth analysis and discussion. 1. Phased implementation strategy. The Golden Dome Initiative adopts a 5-phased implementation strategy aimed at achieving operational readiness by the end of 2024. Each phase is crucial for the gradual integration of advanced missile defense capabilities and can be analyzed for its effectiveness, resource allocation, and adaptability to evolving threats. Analysis points. Timeline feasibility, evaluating whether the ambitious timeline is achievable given the complexities of defense technology development and potential geopolitical shifts. Phase-specific goals, understanding the objectives and deliverables of each phase could provide insights into the initiative's strategic milestones. Resource allocation, analyzing how the allocated budget will be distributed across phases, particularly in R&D and cybersecurity, could shed light on prioritization and potential impacts on overall effectiveness. 2. Focus on research and development, R&D and cybersecurity enhancements. With $50 million dedicated to R&D and cybersecurity, the initiative emphasizes the need to innovate in missile interception technologies while safeguarding these systems against cyber threats. Analysis points. Technological innovation, investigating the specific areas of technology that will be prioritized in R&D and how this investment could lead to breakthroughs in missile defense systems. Cybersecurity measures, exploring the integration of cybersecurity in defense systems, especially as cyber warfare becomes increasingly prevalent. This includes analyzing potential vulnerabilities and resilience strategies. Public-private partnerships, the role of private sector partnerships in driving innovation in missile defense technologies could be examined, focusing on how collaboration can enhance R&D outcomes. 3. Political and strategic implications. The announcement of the Golden Dome Initiative carries significant political weight, impacting U.S. international relations, particularly with NATO allies and adversarial nations. Analysis points. International relations, assessing how this initiative may alter U.S. commitments to NATO and influence defense strategies among allies, could provide insights into the broader geopolitical landscape. Response from adversaries, analyzing potential reactions from adversarial nations and how they might adjust their military strategies in response to the U.S. enhancing its missile defense capabilities. Domestic political landscape, understanding the political motivations behind the initiative, especially in the context of the previous administration's defense policies and current bipartisan support or opposition. 4. Integration of cybersecurity in modern warfare. The initiative's emphasis on cybersecurity highlights the modern landscape of warfare, where cyber threats can undermine traditional defense systems. Analysis points. Cyber threat landscape, analyzing the current state of cyber threats to military infrastructure and how the Golden Dome Initiative plans to address these challenges, could provide a clearer picture of its long-term viability. Resilience strategies, exploring how the initiative plans to ensure that missile defense systems remain operational despite potential cyber attacks, including the use of redundancy encryption and other cybersecurity measures. Historical context, comparing the initiative's approach to previous military programs could reveal lessons learned in best practices in integrating cybersecurity with defense initiatives. Conclusion. The Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative not only represents a substantial financial commitment to enhancing U.S. missile defense capabilities but also reflects broader strategic considerations in an increasingly complex global security environment. The points outlined above provide a framework for deeper exploration into the initiative's implementation, technological advancements, political ramifications, and cybersecurity integration, all of which are critical for understanding its potential impact on national and international security dynamics. 1. The Manhattan Project 1942–1946. The Manhattan Project was a secret U.S. government research and development project during World War II aimed at developing the first nuclear weapons. With a budget of approximately $2 billion equivalent to nearly $30 billion today, the initiative involved the collaboration of some of the greatest scientific minds of the time, including figures like J. Robert Oppenheimer and Enrico Fermi. The project was conducted in multiple phases with various laboratories and facilities established to conduct research and testing. By 1945, the project successfully produced the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, significantly altering the course of the war and international relations thereafter. 2. The Apollo Program 1961–1972, initiated by President John F. Kennedy. The Apollo program was a series of space missions aimed at landing humans on the moon and bringing them safely back to Earth. With a budget that ultimately exceeded $25 billion, over $150 billion in today's dollars, the program was implemented in multiple phases, beginning with unmanned missions and progressing to manned missions, culminating in Apollo 11's historic moon landing in 1969. The program not only demonstrated technological and engineering prowess but also had significant implications for national pride and international prestige during the Cold War, showcasing the United States' capabilities in space exploration. 3. The National Missile Defense Program 1999-present. The National Missile Defense (NMD) program was initiated in response to the perceived threat of ballistic missile attacks, particularly from rogue states. Beginning in the late 1990s, the U.S. government invested billions into developing a system capable of intercepting and destroying incoming missiles. The program has undergone various phases, including the testing of interceptors and the establishment of missile defense sites. Despite technical challenges and debates over its effectiveness and cost, the NMD program reflects ongoing concerns about national security and missile threats, paralleling the objectives of the Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative in enhancing U.S. defensive capabilities. These historical cases illustrate similar themes of large-scale government initiatives focused on defense and technological advancement, often with substantial budget allocations, phased implementations, and significant implications for national and international security. The future outlook for the $175 billion Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative, set to be fully operational by Q4 2024, suggests a transformative impact on U.S. national security and global military dynamics. This initiative, announced by former President Trump, is designed to enhance missile defense capabilities amid rising international tensions and cyber threats. Predictions for the future. 1. Enhanced missile defense capabilities. The phased implementation strategy will likely yield significant advancements in missile interception technology. By integrating cutting-edge systems, the U.S. aims to achieve a more robust defense against both ballistic and hypersonic threats. The strategic emphasis on R&D will foster innovations that could redefine missile defense paradigms, potentially allowing for quicker response times and higher interception success rates. 2. Cybersecurity integration. The allocation of $50 million for cybersecurity enhancements indicates a proactive approach to safeguarding missile defense infrastructure. As cyber threats evolve, the initiative is expected to develop advanced cybersecurity protocols and technologies that protect against hacking and electronic warfare. This dual focus on physical and digital defense will likely set a precedent for future military initiatives, emphasizing the importance of cybersecurity in national defense strategies. 3. Increased collaboration with private sector. The initiative's success will depend heavily on partnerships with private industry, especially in R&D. Companies specializing in defense technology and cybersecurity will play a crucial role in developing new systems and software. This collaboration could lead to a more agile defense procurement process, allowing for rapid adaptation to emerging threats and technological advances. 4. Geopolitical implications. The Golden Dome Initiative may alter the balance of power in international relations, particularly with nations perceived as adversaries. Countries such as Russia and China may respond by enhancing their missile and cyber capabilities, leading to an arms race in missile defense and cyber warfare technologies. This potential escalation could strain diplomatic relations and increase global tensions, necessitating renewed efforts in diplomacy and multilateral agreements to mitigate conflict. 5. NATO and allied relations. The initiative's implications for U.S. commitments to NATO allies will be significant. As the U.S. enhances its missile defense systems, NATO members may feel compelled to invest in their own defenses or contribute to joint initiatives. This could strengthen transatlantic relations, but may also create rifts with countries that perceive U.S. actions as aggressive, potentially leading to a re-evaluation of defense strategies among allies. 6. Public perception and political ramifications. Domestically, the initiative may face scrutiny regarding its cost and effectiveness. As implementation progresses, public perception will play a vital role in shaping future defense policies. If the Golden Dome Initiative is perceived as successful and effective, it could bolster support for increased defense spending. Conversely, failures or significant cost overruns could lead to political backlash and calls for re-evaluation of defense priorities. 7. Evolution of warfare. The focus on missile defense and cybersecurity reflects a broader trend in the evolution of warfare. Future conflicts are likely to involve hybrid warfare strategies that combine traditional military tactics with cyber operations. The Golden Dome Initiative, by prioritizing both missile defense and cyber resilience, may serve as a model for future defense initiatives, highlighting the necessity of an integrated approach to modern warfare. Conclusion. In summary, the Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative presents a pivotal development in U.S. defense strategy with far-reaching implications for national security, international relations, and military technology. As the initiative unfolds, it is poised to reshape the landscape of defense capabilities, influence geopolitical dynamics, and redefine the nature of warfare in the coming years. Continuous assessment and adaptation will be essential to address the challenges and opportunities arising from this ambitious undertaking.